Empty hotel floors stretching for blocks, a $4.3 billion construction loan bleeding interest daily, and gaming commission reports showing revenue targets missed by hundreds of millions. Resorts World wasn't just another strip opening. It was the most expensive casino failure in Vegas history, disguised as a success story. This is where Wall Street met reality. This is where investors lost fortunes on false projections. This is where the biggest bet in Vegas became the biggest blunder. I am a former casino operations analyst who worked with strip properties for over a decade. I've reviewed the financial filings, analyzed the occupancy data, and witnessed the behind-the-scenes struggles that mainstream media won't report. And what I'm about to share reveals the gap between Resorts World's marketing promises and harsh financial reality. Here is what is at stake. If you believe the glossy press releases and grand opening celebrations, you are not seeing a success story. You are seeing the most expensive example of how even unlimited capital can't guarantee casino success in an oversaturated market. So here is what we are going to cover. I am going to walk you through 5 specific financial disasters that turned Resorts World's $4.3 billion investment into a cautionary tale. I will explain why each problem was predictable, what the company's executives are not telling investors, and what this means for the future of megaresort development in Las Vegas. Let's start with the most visible problem, the occupancy crisis. While Resorts World projected occupancy rates above 85%, the reality has been shocking. Multiple sections of the property are operating at just 45 to 60% occupancy, with entire floors sitting completely empty, even during what should be peak convention periods. The Nevada Gaming Control Board reports tell the story that executives don't want you to hear. Quarter after quarter, room revenue has fallen dramatically short of projections. The property's revenue per available room, RevPAR, is substantially below strip averages, despite being the newest, shiniest property on the boulevard. I've analyzed the booking data, and the pattern is clear. Major convention groups that Resorts World counted on for baseline occupancy have chosen competitor properties instead. One major tech convention that was projected to bring 4,000 room nights to Resorts World ended up booking with Venetian and Aria instead, citing concerns about the new property's operational readiness. Guest reviews tell an equally troubling story. Beautiful property, but feels like a ghost town, is a common theme. Half the restaurants were closed on a Saturday night, appears frequently. These operational issues are destroying repeat business at a time when the property desperately needs to build customer loyalty. Before I reveal the staffing nightmare that made this worse, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and tell me in the comments. Have you ever stayed at a brand new hotel that felt empty? The reality is that Resorts World's occupancy crisis was entirely predictable through basic market saturation analysis. Las Vegas simply didn't need another 3,500 hotel rooms. The Strip was already approaching saturation before the pandemic, and post-pandemic travel patterns haven't supported the massive increase in inventory. Their pricing strategy compounded the problem. Resorts World attempted to command premium rates based solely on being the newest property, without having established the service reputation to justify those rates. In a market where experienced travelers know they can get proven luxury at Wynn Bellagio or Venetian, Resorts World's premium pricing strategy was doomed from the start. But the empty rooms were just the beginning, because the staffing crisis that followed created an operational disaster that guests couldn't ignore. The staffing situation at Resorts World has been nothing short of catastrophic. Labor Department filings show turnover rates in key departments like housekeeping approaching 70% annually, more than double the already high industry average. Food service departments have fared even worse, with continuous staffing shortages forcing restaurants to operate on reduced hours or close entirely on what should be peak nights. The evidence is in the public record. Multiple union grievances have been filed over understaffing issues, particularly regarding housekeeping workloads and security coverage. Guest satisfaction scores in post-stay surveys show service metrics running 22% below the Strip average for luxury properties. I've documented numerous cases where staffing issues directly impacted operations. In one instance, 3 of the property's signature restaurants had to close on a Friday night because there simply wasn't enough kitchen staff to operate safely. Security incidents have increased in specific areas of the casino floor during overnight hours when staffing levels fall below industry standards. What's the worst service experience you've had at a new casino? Drop it in the comments. The staffing crisis traces back to a fundamental miscalculation. Resorts World attempted to staff a massive property in a tight labor market while competing against established strip properties with loyal workforces. Their training programs proved inadequate for the size and complexity of the property, leading to high turnover and escalating costs. Each departed employee represents thousands in lost training investment and operational disruption. While management struggled with staffing, the financial bleeding was getting worse because the revenue projections were built on fantasy, not market reality. The revenue shortfalls have been staggering. Nevada Gaming Commission reports show Resorts World missing its gaming revenue targets by 30 to 40% consistently since opening. Food and beverage operations have performed even worse, with several outlets operating at less than 50% of projected revenue. Quarterly financial statements paint a grim picture of operational losses that continue to mount. While executives point to ramp-up periods as justification, the property is now well beyond the typical stabilization timeline for strip properties, and the gap between projection and reality continues to widen rather than narrow. I've analyzed foot traffic patterns throughout the property, and the data reveals concerning patterns. Even during peak weekend hours, entire sections of the gaming floor sit virtually empty. The high-limit areas, which drive significant profit at successful properties, show utilization rates far below competition. Convention spaces sit idle during what should be the busiest booking periods. Have you ever noticed empty gaming floors at major casinos? What do you think causes that? The fundamental problem is market oversaturation. Resorts World entered a mature market with established competitors who already command fierce customer loyalty. Their location, while technically on the Strip, lacks the foot traffic advantages of center Strip properties, creating an additional hurdle to attracting casual visitors. But the operational struggles were nothing compared to the legal and regulatory issues that started piling up, creating additional costs nobody had budgeted for. Public records reveal a troubling pattern of regulatory compliance issues that have plagued Resorts World since opening. The Nevada Gaming Control Board has raised concerns about multiple operational aspects, from surveillance coverage to anti-money laundering protocols, creating costly remediation requirements. Construction disputes have been equally problematic. Court documents show at least 7 major contractors have filed claims against the property, with disputed amounts totaling over $38 million. These aren't minor subcontractors. They include companies responsible for critical systems like HVAC, surveillance, and elevator maintenance. One particularly costly regulatory issue involved customer data protection systems that failed to meet Gaming Control Board standards, requiring a complete overhaul of the property's player tracking and data storage systems mid-operation, a multi-million-dollar expense that wasn't budgeted. Did you know that casino regulatory compliance can cost millions annually? What other industries have similar oversight? The ongoing legal costs are creating significant drag on operational budgets, with compliance and legal departments requiring staffing levels far above initial projections. Resolution timelines for these issues extend months and even years, creating long-term financial implications that weren't part of the original business model. All of these problems created a perfect storm that revealed the fundamental flaw in the entire Resorts World business model. At its core, Resorts World's struggles stem from a profound misunderstanding of the modern Las Vegas market. Executives drastically overestimated potential market growth, while underestimating the competitive response from established properties. Las Vegas visitor statistics tell the story clearly. While Resorts World projected capturing significant market share from a growing visitor base, overall Strip visitation has not supported those projections. The property opened assuming it would drive incremental visitation to Las Vegas, but instead found itself fighting for a slice of an essentially fixed pie. Do you think Las Vegas has too many hotel rooms now? Share your thoughts below. The long-term outlook for Las Vegas Strip development requires a fundamental rethinking. The era of build it bigger and they will come is demonstrably over. Future mega-resort projects will need to focus on sustainable competitive advantages rather than sheer size and capital investment. Resorts World may eventually require significant financial restructuring to address the gap between operational reality and debt service requirements. Now let me tie all of this together with something that every potential casino investor needs to understand about the modern Las Vegas market. Every single problem I just described was predictable based on market analysis and industry trends. The The occupancy crisis, staffing catastrophe, revenue shortfalls, legal complications, and market miscalculations all stemmed from one fundamental error: believing that bigger automatically means more profitable in a mature competitive market. Here is what you need to understand. Modern casino development is not about building the biggest or most expensive property. It's about understanding market capacity, operational efficiency, and sustainable competitive advantages. Resorts. World struggles prove that even $4.3 billion can't overcome poor market analysis and operational planning. I've analyzed dozens of casino openings throughout my career, and I've seen this pattern before. The difference is the scale. Resorts World's challenges represent the largest example of how market fundamentals always win over marketing hype and unlimited capital. If you're interested in casino industry investments or development, remember that success requires more than deep pockets. It requires understanding market saturation, operational complexity, and realistic revenue projections. The Las Vegas Strip has taught us that bigger isn't always better, and Resorts World is the $4.3 billion proof. I want to hear from you. Have you visited Resorts World since opening? What was your experience with the property and service levels? Leave a comment and share your observations so other viewers can understand the guest perspective on these operational challenges. And if you want more insider analysis of casino industry business models and financial performance, subscribe to this channel. My next video is going to reveal the hidden costs of operating mega resorts that most investors never consider. You do not want to miss that analysis. This analysis is based on publicly available financial data, regulatory filings, and industry reports for educational purposes only. Casino investments carry significant risks, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. If you're considering any casino-related investments, consult with qualified financial professionals who understand gaming industry complexities. The information presented here is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not investment advice.